Despite the first Mafia we all played, the ending of the first one was unusual for an action game because of the death of the main characters. So in this second one, there could be the possible to choice during the storytelling and making choice that could influence the endings of Mafia 2.
No, the choice and the different endings were in the initial design, and we had 4 different endings at one point, but we chose to do away with 3 of them and just focus on the best one. We focus tested the game with many different players, and we said, what's the best ending? You know, how did you feel for this ending, this one, and this one? And everyone consistently had the strongest reaction to this one particular ending, which I won't give away, but we said, this is the strong one, this is the one we're going to go towards. So we chose to make it more linear and remove some of the choices that led to the other endings and focus on getting the player from the start of the game to that one ending.
So just more action.
Yeah, exactly, more action.
Mafia 2 originally had 4 alternative endings for the player to choose from. However, due to time restraints, company politics, and the game reaching a deadline, only one ending was chosen amongst the developers and the suits of 2K Games. The ending with the most positive feedback amongst the playtesters was the one that was chosen. So that's the one that we all know today. However, if you take a look at the game files for Mafia 2 and you do some digging, you can find traces of all the other alternative endings. And I did some research a while back, I did some detective work, and I discovered what these mysterious alternate endings were. And these are all official, these aren't theories, these aren't any model swaps, these are straight from the files. And here are the original 4 endings for Mafia 2. Now, the first ending is the default ending that we all know today, the one that takes place at the planetarium, the one where Vito and Joe go in separate cars to the cat house, and Joe's car takes a different route. And then Leo Galante looks to Vito and says, "Sorry, kid, Joe wasn't part of our deal." So that's the first ending. And the second ending, now this is an alternative ending, and this is in the game files. The second ending is Joe getting choked to death in the car right after the planetarium. Now, I covered this ending and recreated it in my video titled Mafia 2 All Alternative Endings Explained. So if you want to see how this ending played out, I'll have it listed in the description below, so go check it out. The entire transcript for this ending was left in the game files. And the third ending is a final duel at Hotel M between Vito and Joe. I'll go into more detail very shortly, but basically Vito and Joe get into a shootout very similar to Mafia 1's ending between Tommy and Sam. And lastly, the final alternative ending is Kill Frank Vinci. Now, in Mafia 2, you kill 2 out of 3 mob bosses. You kill Don Clemente and Don Falcone, which leaves Don Vinci. So it makes sense to knock all 3 out and take over the city, Saints Row 2 style, in this Mafia 2 alternative ending. But in this video, we're strictly going to cover the second alternative ending, the final duel at the hotel. Now, on February 9th, 2013, a Mafia 2 developer who worked on the game posted the following video on YouTube. Mafia 2 GDS 2009 Melee Combat Presentation. This was recorded at Game Developers Session in 2009 in Brno, Czech Republic. And in the comments section, someone asked them, "What do the original endings look like? I heard that one was supposed to take place in Hotel M." Now, for those who don't know, Hotel M was a hotel that was not used in the game. I will make a video on this hotel more in depth, but the question that was asked to the Mafia 2 developer was if any of the OG endings took place in this hotel, and the developer replied yes. With the author of this lecture, Michael Mock, a Naughty Dog, we prototyped a variant in our micro team in which the shot Vito staggered from wall to wall of the hotel to the last duel. It even seems to me that it was a shootout with Joe, but I don't remember anymore. The experiment was quickly cut in favor of the planetarium. The developer said he doesn't recall this ending clearly since, number 1, it was over 12 years ago, and number 2, it was quickly cut in favor of the planetarium ending that we all know today. However, the talented Mr. Sergi1940, I'll have his channel linked in the description below, this guy managed to restore this hotel in one of his videos, and we can clearly see a blood trail textures all over the hotel. For example, we see a blood trail on the floor, and we see a bloody handprint on the walls and balcony. Now, in Mafia 2, you play as Vito throughout the entire game from the first mission to the ending. So it's a no-brainer that Vito is the one doing the chasing, and the one that was shot, staggering wall to wall, is Joe. And this is very similar to Mafia 1, 2002, and Mafia Definitive Edition, where we also see a very similar scene taking place. We see a bloody trail of footsteps and a bloody handprint on the wall belonging to Sam. And it seems Vito would be the first one to arrive at the hotel to confront Joe, and then they would have no choice to kill one another to prove their loyalty to their dons, and a shootout would ensue. And the final cutscene in this alternative ending would be Vito confronting a wounded Joe Barbaro, and it would be very emotional because from the get-go, Vito says that Joe Barbaro is his best friend, but now look how quickly events have transpired. And also in this alternative ending, the soundtrack that would be playing in the background would be the alternative ending soundtrack. That's literally what it's called. Now, for those who don't know, in the official Mafia 2 soundtrack album, there's a song titled Alternate Ending, and this song was not used in the game. It is song number 46 of the Mafia 2 OST album. This song is very emotional, and you can clearly tell that it was very likely used for this Hotel M alternate ending, and you can feel the pain and sorrow that it resonates. Now, I would not be surprised if this song was made specifically for this hotel ending. And for those who don't know, you can listen to this ending music, this alternative ending music on my channel. I have it listed in the description below, so you guys can go check it out. But if you want to see how this alternative ending of Vito killing Joe would look like in 2021, look no further. I swapped Sam for Joe and Tommy for Vito in Mafia Definitive Edition, and it fits perfectly. I also added blood textures for Joe, and I slapped the alternate ending song soundtrack in the background, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Don't move, Tommy.
Shit.
Hey, Tom.
Sam. What the hell's going on?
You and Polly put me in a bad spot.
I know, Sam, but I'm sorry about that, but I need to get out of town. Can you help me or not?
There you go again. Making me choose between my friends and the family. This is what you were looking for at Polly's. Here's your cut. It's more than you deserve.
Sam. You killed him. You killed Paulie.
No. Polly got himself killed.
And you seem real tore up about it.
I'm just in a good mood. Things are right between me and the Don. I'm moving up, and I just found this big bag of money. The Don knows about Frank, Tom. The whore, too.
That whore. The girl you were sweet on.
You're the one that let her live. I'm sorry about this, Tom. But our business has rules. Shame, too. Don Salieri really liked you. Guess we'll both have a good cry at your funeral.
You think you're doing this because you're loyal, but you're not. You're just scared.
Maybe. But you would have lived a lot longer if you would have just looked over your shoulder from time to time. Goodbye. Don't let him suffer, boys. He's my buddy. Lucky shot, Tom. But the thing about drug money is it pays for a lot of muscle. Put him down, boys. This all you got? Hey, hey! Over here! Run it for... Got a man down. Gotcha. I know that. I've seen it grow in you for years. Now, there's only one way out. And I'm the guy that gets to give it to you.
Nobody's carrying you to the doctor this time, Sam.
You kill me now in the dawn. She's never gonna stop looking for you. But you let me live. I'll tell Salieri you're dead. You can disappear. Just like Frank. Only you'll be smart enough to stay gone. Right?
What happened to him?
He was hiding out in Europe. Fucking dumb bastard. Started betting at the dog track. Got spotted by a friend of the family. So Salieri, he sent out a crew.
And his family? Christ.
Place, park, scene dark, silvery moon is shining through the trees. Cast to me you, sound of kisses floating on the breeze. Act one, be